Well, hello, Tara, Sandy, Judy, Justine. I see that Judy came in on two accounts, so double hello to Judy. Um, Welcome to Pajama Crafter Stamps and our Tuesday night live. We've got a sneak peek of some products that are coming down the line. We do have a new release coming up on Friday, but I'm going to do a recap of some of the things that we've done this week. Today was Nurses Appreciation Day. So I made this card with the Saving Lives One at a Time. And again, you might be sneaking a peek of something that's coming down the road. Who knows? But isn't this cute? I just love the way this turned out. This little surgeon and her doctor assistant or nurse's assistant, whatever. Super cute. So that was one that I made. So you could join us on Instagram if you want to do that inspiration hop. And then on our live last week, was it last week? I don't know. We did it like over a 2-day period. We did this patriotic dinosaur with this triangle trifold. So when we open it up, it folds twice. And then we used our vintage Americana paper pack as well as our Closer to Extinction stamp set. So those are some cards by me that you've gotten to see. So we are going to play along with this cute little fish from Don't Be Coy. And it looks like we've got Bonnie on here. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you. So a little trick, I think you can see that this is tinted blue a little bit. I used my lightest BG10 color because I cut it out on my scan and cut. So if you color it with a light color, if you already know what you're going to kind of do, then it'll help your scan and cut pick it up in case you don't have a die. So that's what I did. So we are playing along with Craft Roulette. I see that we've got some extra people on here that's maybe not showing up in the chat. I am also broadcasting to my personal channel. So if you're here from Joy Wilson Inc., welcome. Thank you for coming. And as always, we are on Pajama Crafter Stamps. So the Craft Roulette live parameters this week were Ardyth Square. An element was textile. Colors were May Garden and random 3 layers. So I had to find out what an Ardyth Square is. So evidently she's as special as EMC square equals, I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying. She has her own square and it's 4¼ by 4¼ So if you're going to ask me, what does that mean? So this is a top folding card base that I have already cut. So it's 4¼ by 5½. So for me, what that means is I take this top fold and I line it up with my 4¼ and I lob off the rest of it. And then you've got this cute little card base. So now you know how to make it. It'll fit in an A2 card or envelope, or you can get a specialized one. Now a square envelope does cost more per the USPS. So I would say use an A2 envelope. So we are going to play along with one of my favorite mediums. So I've got a card base, or I'm sorry, a front already cut. I've got a card base already cut. And I had that square. I may have already thrown that back behind me. You know how things go flying in my craft room. So let's go ahead and here it is. It's in my hand. Woo! All right, so we are going to play along with one of my mediums. So I really like Awesome Sauce. So Justy was like, if you like a different size card, you can always take that 5x7 and, or I'm sorry, that 4¼ by 4¼ and you can add it to a different shape card. I am using Awesome Sauce and I'm putting, you know, a pretty good amount down. But we've talked about how we can use this with other dye inks. So I am using Tumbled Glass because Distress ink because it's my favorite. So part of the 3 layers is I'm going to use 3 layers of ink. I'm also going to use multiple layers of cardstock. This is broken china, which is another one of my favorite. Guys, these are all very similar. But I just want you to see that you can use this with your inks, your distress oxides, your distress crayons, any dye ink out there. And then this is salvage patina. I am using way more ink on my glass mat than I would need, but you know, it's fine. So I am going to have a color for each one. Now, mind you, with this design, I am only using, you're only going to see this much of the color, but we're gonna go with it. So I'm picking up some of the awesome sauce, and then I'm using a little bit, I'm dabbing into the distress ink, and I'm just wiping that on, and you get a nice even blend. You don't get those harsh circles, and it just comes on really pretty. I'm putting that one aside, and I'm going to dab in there again. And we're going to use, I think this is the broken china. And we're just adding different colors and different dimensions, and we can always go back over it if we want it to be darker. Ooh. Now this is the salvage patina. Do you see how we're getting all those different colors kind of mixed in? And you get a really good blend without having to work hard. That's what, I think that's what speaks to me the most. All right, I'm going to go back in with that original color, which is that tumbled glass. And that's what's nice is you can keep going in and blending this. And this is awesome sauce. If you don't have a glass mat like I do, you can definitely use we have a traveler's mat. So if you get it, do it as a bundle, you'll get the traveler's mat, and that way you can throw it in your bag. It's lightweight. It's great for retreats because it doesn't take up any weight. Now we're going back in with that salvage patina, and we're done. Now a question that I get often is, can you still distress with this? And the answer is yes. So I want to make sure my desk is clean because we're going to be doing other things. So Colette says this is some of her favorite colors. That's awesome. It's kind of hard to screw this one up, but isn't it pretty? I love it. All right, where's my sprayer? Do I have my sprayer in here? Yes, it fell off. All right. So this is the Spellbinders, like soft misting one. I like more speckled looks, so I take the sprayer off and I kind of drizzle. But again, you do you. However, that makes however you like to do your distressing. Okay. But I wanted you to see that it's still water reactive, even with the awesome sauce. Super cool. All right. Now, since I used water on this, I am going to let it dry. This is 120-pound cardstock that I have from my stash. I love it so much, I probably should start carrying it, you know. Let's color this fish. So since we are doing the May garden, we should probably color it like purples and pinks and blue greens. Okay, let me see if I'm missing any comment. So that's a really good question, Sandy. Awesome Sauce does not work with alcohol ink. In fact, you'd be very upset. You want to use dye ink, dye-based ink. So you would want to use like your Catherine Pollars, your distress inks, distress oxides, your distress crayons, your watercolor pencils, your watercolor, your marker, like your whatever these things are, memento pens or Zig or whatever the other one is. Like where you scribble it down, you can still like pick up the color. So that was a really good question. Thank you for asking that. Okay, so let's get into coloring. And I'm going to do some purples, I think. And probably some pinks. So I'm going to start down here with this tail, with this VO09. Oh, do you spy a cute fish? That might be coming up on Friday. And I'm just kind of following the artist drawn lines. Kind of like you do hair. And you can do a little bit here. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going to be so pretty. Should we zoom in just a hair? All right. That was more than a hair, but I want you to see the coloring. And we're just making this really easy tonight. So cute. Today should be Friday. Agreed. It's a fun day. Friday's going to be an exciting day for Pajama Crafter Stamps. I'm telling you, it's going to be good. So we're going to go in with VO6. We're going to extend some of those. Let's see. So there's a little hint for people. I sometimes, because I don't want to stay up until midnight or get up super early, I sometimes will put the release out like late on Thursday, so you can always check the website. But I'm not making any promises, that you can't hold me to it, okay? But when we have our inspiration hop at 9 a.m. Eastern, I promise you'll be able to get. I'll be your dealer. I've got you ready to go. Everything's ready to ship and ready to go. None of this pre-ordering crap. We got it ready to go, shipping, where we usually ship within a couple, like we try within the same day, but 48 hours or less is what we strive for. Okay, so I think we're going to go a little on the wild side. And we're going to add a little bit of pink. So I'm going to use the RV14 over this. So that's why I said I do that light blue, because you literally aren't going to see it. See how that's kind of playing along. She's pretty. It is amazing shipping times. I don't, not tooting my own horn, but you know, I've ordered from companies that take like 21 days to ship, and I'm pretty spoiled. After having um, Amazon Prime for so many years, I want my goods like immediately. But that's just me. Okay. Isn't she pretty? Sandy says hers. Well, you're pretty close to me, Sandy. But you like how these purples and pinks go right over that blue green, and you would never know that I had colored her blue green. But that's just a scan and cut trick. All right. You love those colors? Me too. All right. Let's do, we're gonna get jiggy with it. So here at the base where her little scales are, I'm gonna start dotting in some BG 49. And do you see how they're more concentrated back here? And I'm like, they're more sporadic back, like as we go forward. That's because we're gonna introduce other colors. Hi, Jason. So I'm going over where all those dots are, and then I'm getting lighter with it as we come out here. And now I'm going to use a BG13, which is actually going to be like a little bit more vibrant. It's going to be more green. And then I'm going to do an RB13. Kind of in the white spaces. So she's a super fun fish. What do you guys think of that? And if you want it to be darker or more prominent, we can put in some of that RB17. Super cute. Now, her eyes. You know, I still want a blue eye, but I want it to be a little bit more prominent than what she is right now. So I'm going to go over the whole thing with a BO2. It's just much easier to go back in with a white gel pen or marker and like put the white back in than to like color around it. So the top half or third, I'm going in with BO5. On both sides because she's got those bulging eyes on both sides. Then for that other third, my dogs just decided to come in. They finished their dinner. So they're coming back in. All right, let's put some of these away. Okay. Now for her cutie little patootie face. I think I am going to keep her. Oh, my dog decided to come in and start coughing. That's beautiful. All right. We are going to go ahead and color her a BG color. So we're going to do a BG 15. Then I guess we'll bring in that 13 that we used earlier. Just a little bit of it. What do you guys think of this fish? Do you think she's pretty? Okay, Justine was saying, and thank you for the reminder, Justine. She keeps me on track. So for the people who are just arriving to the live, this is a sneak peek of a stamp that's being released on Friday morning. We're also having an inspiration hop on Instagram. So you might be a lucky winner. And we'll put that in the newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, we only send out newsletters like when we do restocks or if we have restocks, a new release or something special going on. We don't like overly spam you. Because nothing makes me madder than when I get spam, so I'm not going to spam you. Now, I think I need a little bit of green in here. I'm going to use a YG41. Colette says she's very pretty. Thank you. All right, let's put these away because now we're going to get into making some other stuff. And what I'm noticing is I need to start putting my markers away as I go. I know it takes away from you guys, but it keeps me from losing everything. Like, you guys have been here long enough. You know that I end up losing my trimmer and everything else because I can't function. It takes too much away. I do have a question though that I'm going to go ahead and put up on screen if I can find it, so we can talk about this. If Pajama Crafters was to bring out a card kit, that means you get stamps, you get papers, probably a stencil. Don't hold me to that. I had like 100%. I mean, this is all kind of in the dreaming, in the development stage. Would you guys be interested in that, or would you be interested in, like, so it's yes, you'd be interested in it, no, you would not, or would you rather see it on a bi-monthly kit instead of having it every month? And of course, we would do videos showing you how to use them. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to take the poll. So with my Copic Acrea marker, I am putting the white highlights back in her eyes. And then I'm going to add some more here. So you guys know I like making little sparkles on my animals. So far we've got 50% saying yes and 50% saying bi-monthly. Okay. We're going to take that down. So this is how cute she turned out. Isn't she awfully cute? she's telling me what to do. I love her. So, since my keyboard's back here, 50% said monthly, and 50% said bi-monthly. Okay. I'm following her rules. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, so you notice that I used a circle frame die, or two like circle dies of different sizes, and I made this frame. Okay. So here are the remnants of those circles over here, just so you can see them. I will save those for later. We totally could have used them. We should have, maybe this is what I did wrong. Maybe that's what I threw. I had 2 squares that were 4x4. Okay, so this is still a little bit wet. So I'm going to dry this with my heat gun. I apologize for the sound. Okay, we will put some foam adhesive on the back of that, so I'm not too worried about the warping. So I am just going to kind of straighten this out a little bit. Now that gave like a real watercolor effect to it. So that's what it's going to turn out like. Okay. I think I'm actually going to trim this down just a hair. All right. So what are the Craft Roulette parameters on this Ardyth square is that we have to use textiles. So why not use some netting to make a shaker card? So this is brand new. So let's cut this open, hopefully without cutting the netting. I save all the bloopers for you guys to see, because I want you to see that I'm as much of a mess as everybody else, probably bigger. All right, so I'm using my score tape. So everybody's going to ask me where I got this tape thing. I got it from the apothecary store. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I feel like it needs a place to actually tear your tape. So there's my 2 cents worth. But there's plenty of people that carry them out in the marketplace if it's something that you have to have. But I personally could take it or leave it. Not saying anything about the company. It's just that I don't use tear tape that often to make it worth the purchase. And again, that's not me throwing shade. That's just me saying that it's not the top of, like, I would rather have other supplies. All right. So one side is going to be left tape, like without the tape being pulled. But this is this is a 6-inch. This has a horrible crease in it. This is a 6-inch tool that you can get from any craft store, like brick and mortar or Amazon. So this is going to be my top. Okay. Let me get my little crafter's wand. Sometimes you need to score that down. So I'm folding that up. Okay, I'm going to miter those corners that are already in there. Okay. And we're just folding that up. Now, I am sure that there's somebody out there that's going to tell you that there's a way better way to do this, and that's fine. I am not the card making police, people. I am just here for a good time. So all those extra little edges, if you want to trim them off to get rid of some of the bulk on your card, you definitely can, because I am. But you have to remember, this is tulle, so it's not like you're going to get a whole lot of extra stuff. And if you've got some extra baggage there, like I do, we're going to put another little piece of tape. And we're going to fold that sucker up. Nobody knows. All right. Judy says, I appreciate honest reviews. So this is our mermaid's tail confetti embellishments. And we're going to throw them in there. But when I say that about the honest review, apothecary store that I got this from does a very nice job. They have got a nice seamless 3D print on there. So it's not that it's a bad product. It's just, I don't use the, I don't use the score tape enough, or I don't use the tapes enough to justify it. So I guess what I'm trying to say. So we're going to kind of fold those in. And there we go. Now we're going to cut some foam tape so we can flatten that out. I was sweating it. I thought maybe I didn't have any more left. So I'm doing it 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, just so that I don't have to worry about centering the things. So I am going to try to bury all of the loose ends here. Okay. So pretty. See, by putting the adhesive on the back, you've already like taken away the possibility of stuff falling out. So like it's like a double check. You know what I mean? All right. So now I'm always going to use my barely art, so I have some wiggle room so I can get this. So I have some wiggle room to get it centered correctly. Hey, Shiloh, I didn't see you sneak in. Good to see you, friend. Did I get that straight? I didn't. But I think we're going to live with it. We might be able to hide it a hair. Yep, we're going to hide it that way. All right, I am going to use a little bit of foam tape because I think it'll hold up better. It'll like be stronger. Oh, hold on. I'm lying. Hold on. Rewind. We have some things we have to do. Okay. First things we have to do is we need to stamp the greeting onto the front. And it says, "Holy carp, you're cute." What do you guys think of that sentiment? Isn't that darling? I may or may not be sweating underneath these glasses. So if you start seeing like my glasses fog up, you'll know what's going on. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to do the foam tape. Where did I throw it? Right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sweating in this room. So my room is above the garage. I am not complaining because I'm very lucky to have a studio. But if it gets the slightest bit hot, so am I. Now, one thing that might happen is because I'm putting adhesive over the tool, some of those shaker bits might stick to this. I put so many in there that I don't think it's going to make a difference. But just be aware that that could be an issue. Okay. We're going to pop this off. I told you this is the tape that I bought. We should just throw this away because every video for a month I've been saying I hate this. And why use stuff that you don't like? I mean, for reals. Especially when I have like 3 other things of foam tape waiting still in the packaging. All right. Sandy likes this way of doing a shaker. I do too. I've done this at a few retreats. I don't normally make a lot of shaker cards, but by gosh, they are like a crowd favorite. So Justine said, just use it up and be done with it. Okay, you're right. Okay. Okay, isn't that cute? It's cute. Now, look, guys. Isn't she fun? You know we're popping her up because I don't do a small little card. You know, I do a nice hefty card that takes 2 or 3 stamps. But if if I'm sending you a card, it means I love you. Which reminds me is I missed a certain birthday of somebody who's on here who I care about deeply. And I owe her a really beautiful card. It's already made. It's been made for a month. You know who you are. Okay. I am putting those more towards the top. Stop it, you guys. How cute is that? And we do have like a little, just don't look at it from the top. It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine. So we could embellish it just a hair. Now, I like these little confettis because they're flat and they're small and you're not like having to get all crazy with it, but you know. Some people don't like these tiny ones. I think they're pretty precious myself. Okay, let's see. Now I should, if I mean, it's since this is a teaser and all, I could show you the rest of the sentiments and the other things in there. Oh, you know what? I have a whole other design element that I left out. Shoot. But we're adding it. So I had some of these shellfish and these little plants from What the Krill, colored from, I don't know what. Oh, from my make and take from last year. Justine says, girl, you do what you want to do. It's your company. Yep. Amen, sister. You know, I'm going to pop this little guy up too because he's just too cute not to be. This is the little shellfish from What the Krill, which, again, if you've never heard of What the Krill, go look it up because it's got some funny sayings. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at this. Do you love it? I love it. So let's get all of this. Sandy's over here squealing like, yay! I'm so happy. Look at me. I so badly like want to put, oh yeah, we're doing that too. Don't ask me about my clusters of 3. Well, it's because it's pleasing to the eye. Look how cute. Do you not want to take her home with you? Because I do. Like, I don't know. If somebody sent me this card, I'd be like over the moon crying over here. So for Craft Roulette, let's go through the parameters. You have Ardyth square, which is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. You've got 3 layers, which y'all, we have like at least 3 layers of foam tape. We've got 3 layers of ink. We've got 3 layers of Copics. We've got how many layers of paper? And then we've got the tool to make the shaker card. So much fun. Okay. The little crab does everything, doesn't it, Justine? I want to show you though, if I have an envelope. If you didn't know, we sell card bases and envelopes already packaged up. But this will fit into an A2 envelope. So it will cost you extra because I put all that extra depth on there. It's like it's too thick because I did it super thick. But this will fit into an A2. So I think you'd be fine with like two stamps, or go to your post office and ask them. But yeah, that's what we've got going on. Holy carp, you're cute. So that's what I have tonight. This is a shorter live for me because I'm not going to give away everything I got going on. So I do appreciate you hanging out with me. Our new release is on Friday. I know that Justine has a new release video going up. Watch her. She's always like giggles and laughs, and she's just the cutest when she talks about new product. The rest of the design team is putting out amazing stuff on our Inspiration Hub, and that is on Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And that'll last over a couple days. So if you don't get to it right away, don't feel like you've got to rush. Just come and hop, and you might be eligible for a prize. So I will see you Friday on Instagram. I may or may not pop on live to show you some other things, but isn't this cute? I just am so happy. So, okay. We forgot to tell everybody. If you haven't already subscribed, we would love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell, because then you will know when we go live. We would love it if you would like and subscribe. And if you want to do that, that poll, I'll put that up there again so you guys can decide, and type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, and then that'll let us know what you would like. So, all right. Thumbs up the video. I'll see you next time. I'm going to go eat some dinner with my husband, and I think it's going to be an early night for us. All right. Toodles.